Yeah, Shalom, all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahawah, Basham, Yahweh Shai, Basham, Rakakadash. Want to big up all the Akiam, the brethren, and the Aqua, the sister, them, where help push the 100% truth to the four corner. And double honor to the elder, them, at the great millstone, where I pushed 100% truth, no gimmick, no worldliness in the doctrine, just 100% truth, man. And this, them are one of the only camp. And the next camp I know will teach the right way about the Sabbath day is the Sakari brethren. And the Sakari brethren is like a offshoot of the GMS brethren anyway, right? So you have this nice picture right here, so, right? It's going into the Sabbath days, right? Based upon the moon phases, right? You have a new moon. The new moon is either when the moon is completely dark, or it has the little sliver of light, because when it's completely dark, that's a 2 day new moon, right? We see that in our Samuel with David and Jonathan. And then you have the regular 1 day new moon when you have the crescent on the right side, right? Then 7 days after that, you get the first weekly Sabbath. That's when the moon is 50%, right? Around 50% full. And then the second 7 day Sabbath is when the moon is 100% full. That's a full moon. Right, then the third one are 50% upon the left side, and the last one is a crescent upon the left side. Right, that are the Sabbath days from new moon unto Sabbath 1, Sabbath 2, Sabbath 3, Sabbath 4, and this you don't need a leap year for this. You don't need a daylight saving time. This always work, man. God works of the Lord. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai are wonderful and beautiful, man. Right? We're so advanced today. We're so ahead of the curve, out of the Stone Age, but for calendar them, right? The calendars we use need leap year, and the clocks we need of the clocks we use, the 60-second sexagenal clock them need a daylight saving time. But the Lord, He make the sun and the moon and the stars for a time and for season and for sign a feast. And it worked, man. It worked. So, and this going to the Passover too, because the Passover is the full moon in the first month. Because you see me, Deuteronomy 16:1. I observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. For in the month of Abib, the Lord, Yahweh, thy God, brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Right, so we'll come out of Egypt in the month of Abib. You see me? So, well, I have to let my dog out of my room. So we'll come out of Egypt in the month of Abib. Right? When you go into this more, Exodus 12:2, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year unto you. Right? So when the new moon rolling this February, right? Think of the 19th to 20th. That are the new year for the Israelite them, you see me? New year thing. So Abib the first month, right? This is what you have to do. Verse 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the host of the fathers, a lamb for the host. So on day 10 of this month, when we did in our own land and have our own farming regulation and agriculture regulation, right? Because if you live in the city right now and you don't have more than a half acre land, legally you can't own a sheep or a goat, right? But when we add the pour over what we do, on the 10th day, we would get the lamb and prepare it. You understand? Make sure it's good. You see me? Make sure it's blemishless. Yeah, have no blemish them. I make sure it's a meal on the first year thing, you see me? Right? Every man a lamb according to the host of the father, and a lamb for an horse. Right? Verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. So 4 days after you get the lamb, that's when you kill it. Because remember the conquering lion of Yahawah, Judah, right? Yahweh Shai, so-called Jesus Christ. Judah, Yahweh, the fourth son of Israel, right? And they said that Yahawah share the Passover. So 4 days after the selection, just like the fourth son, that's when you sacrifice the chosen. You see me, man? Hey, yo, you have to always think back and connect the thing them. Deep spiritual level. 4 days after the 10 day, just like Judah and the fourth tribe to come out, Jacob line, right? So yeah. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. Right? That's Passover. That's the 14th day of even. That's the full moon. We just week 2 in a lunar calendar, right? The second seventh day of Sabbath, because the first day of the month is a Sabbath, right? So the second seventh day of Sabbath, meaning 7 day, then the next 7 day again, 14 day, right? It's always a full moon. So Passover always depend on a full moon, man. If the new moon bring in the new month, right? That show you said if the new moon bring in the new month, and 14th and day 14th of that month. It show you say Passover always pan a Sabbath day. Always pan a Sabbath, always pan the second Sabbath day. If there is not a full moon in the sky, oh yeah, celebrate the Passover. You depend on mad thing. You see me? Right? So Ecclesiasticus, right? We just talk about the Passover. Now we have to go into the moon now. Ecclesiasticus 43:7. From the moon is the sign of feast and light. We're decreasing our perfection, right? So the moon is the sign of the feast. Oh, you know, when a feast day, you look on the calendar and say, oh, Thanksgiving mark right there, so. Oh, it's Valentine Day upon the. No, you're looking at the sky and you say, yo, the moon look away right now. The moon full. Yeah. And the brethren say, we think a month 7. You say, and a full moon, me think say, yo, sometime in the feast of tabernacle then. You see me? Or, yo, at the 7th month, you know. Also, this is the 7th new moon. Man, them say, yeah. So, at the feast of trumpet, them. You blow up the trumpet, God. You understand? That's how, man, them from the moon is a sign of feast. I like we're decreasing our perfection. Right? Verse 8. The month is called after our name, increasing wonderfully. In our changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament, right? So the month is called after the moon. Because when you go upon the etymology, right, month and moon in the Middle Age, them, right, about 300 to 400 years ago, right, month and moon were the same word. It wasn't a difference in it. There wasn't a difference between the word month and moon. They come from the same etymology, man, right? So, check out, well, add up, yeah, here you go. So, yeah, this the new moon is either when it dark after the last Sabbath for extra day. That's when you have a 2 day new moon, like David and Jonathan was talking about when they were hiding from Saul. You understand? So yeah, the new moon is the crescent on the right side. The first Sabbath is 50% up, is about 50% coverage on the right side. The second Sabbath or the 14th day in the month are when the moon are 100% are full, right? The third Sabbath are when the moon up to 50% full upon the left side. And the last one is when it crescent upon the left side. You understand what I'm going right there? So man, this is a beautiful thing right here, man. Yo, you little picnic them. You could have a British special SAS MI 15 MI 16 Spetsnaz SEAL Team 6 Dev Gru. You understand? Gram Special Force man them. And them have to synchronize them watches and adjust to the time zone. Your little daughter and son could know what time of year it is based on the information the Lord give you, right? The circuit of the sun give you the season, and the phases of the moon give you the duration of the month. How far along is the month? Your little children them coulda No, them no need synchronized. Watch the Lord thing, the sign and the lights we put in our heaven. Them are this most synchronized thing in the world, man. You understand? Them synchronized. And you have to realize, say, oh, the scriptures are written, right? Before Judah fall off, right? Before Yahawah, the kingdom of Yahawah fall off to the Babylonians, they never talk about, you see the names of the month in the Bible up till Judah fall to the Babylonians are Hebrew. But then after the Babylonians, the months become Babylonian names. You see me? Same way with same way with the same way with the days of the week. Right? You just have day one, day two, day three. Then after Babylon and Rome, then you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Lunes, miércoles, viernes. You have to say it in a Spanish, because when you say it in a Spanish, you understand. Say, oh, these are the names of the moons and the planets. Then miércoles sound like Mercury. Viernes sound like Venus. You understand? Luna is Luna's. What you talking about? The moon. You see me? So yeah, Psalms 81 and 3 is another good one. Right? Blow up the trumpet in the new moon. Right? Comma. The time appointed, comma, on a solemn feast day. Alright, when you go into the New King James Version to get that better understanding of the translation, blow the trumpet at the time of the new moon, right? The new moon, when the moon crescent on the right side, at full, right? That's when the moon using it 100% lit up, right? It light up 100%. Upon our solemn feast day, right? That's the way that Passover, you see me, tabernacle, whatever. You see me, feast day there on at the time, right? So that show you, right? That this the time appointed at the full moon, that to the 14th day, cause the Lord appointed that thing, appoint the 14th day to be the Passover. You see me, right? So we have to go back to it again in Ecclesiasticus 43 and 7. From the moon is the sign of feast. I like we decrease in our perfection. You understand? So man them say, I like we decrease in our perfection. So when the moon is new, it's full, because after it's full, it decrease. But yo, when you look up, when you have a baby is born, the baby can't even walk, right? But look when Saul get to become king. Look when Solomon get to, when them man the 40 and thing, bro. Midlife crisis is when them in them glory. And after that, them start to fall off, right? Even David, after David reached a certain age, he still was a bad man. Everybody afraid of him. But him fall off eventually too, right? Because you have new moon, when the moon are built up, just like a newborn baby, the baby are built up. Then you have the middle age or the full moon, when its glory and its might. And then after that it decrease. Like a middle age man a decrease in strength because he might get older. You see me? Same way with the moon. Right? So Leviticus 23 and 2, because the feast day are determined by the moon them. Right? Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord Yahawah Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation. Even these are my feast days. Right, so we're going to the feast days, them. Verse 3, 6 days shall work be done, but the 7 days the Sabbath and the rest. And all the convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath day of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and all your dwelling them. So the Sabbath day is a feast day. It's the first feast day mentioned in Leviticus. After him say, oh, these are the feasts of the Lord. Right, so yeah, that is run by the moon. Right? Remember verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them concerning the feast. Right, then we'll go into the Sabbath. Then verse 5, Leviticus 23 and 5. In the 14th day of the first month of even is the Lord Passover. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahawah Ba'asham Yahawah Shai, right? Yahawah the Father, Ba'asham in the name of Yahawah Shai the Son. You see me? So the 14th day is the Passover. The 14th day in a month, right? After the new moon, right? Is a full moon. That's a Passover in the first month. You see me? So them 501c3 Pharisee camp, them and the Babylonian theologian, when you say theologian man, them, right? Believe in a Sunday and Saturday and all of them fool thing them and a full moon Sabbath. Yo, we no need for humble down and seek the Lord's spirit, man, and ask for a double portion of it, man, because this is a awesome thing for Noah. All the Lord making calendar and all the feast days go, man. It feel like you win $1 billion when you know this thing, man. It feel like I could have stepped outside the baddest girl in front of everybody. And man, them I try to flash them money out her. I'm just, yo, the Lord, the Lord make the sun and the moon, you see me? When you get full out of the Passover, the moon face them. I determine the calendar and how far the month is. You see me? I feel say it with confidence. You see me? Because it's true, man. It's true. You can't. I can defend this with the Bible. I don't need to say like the deacon Itan or IUIC. I don't need to say, how can it be the new moon when you can't see it? And that is a lie. You can see the new moon. You can see it. The problem is that so many people, that because you don't regard the moon as being important, you don't realize the things about the moon. The moon does not rise up every day at 7 p.m. No, the moon rise up at different time. This new Babylonian 12 hour clock them, the moon does not rise up by that. The moon rise up by the Lord. You see me? So the moon can rise at 11 o'clock in the morning. The moon can rise at 2 o'clock in the morning, then set at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So you never notice it. You never see it. Because you never know when it did go rise. Because you don't watch these things. You see me? So, when me there. So yeah, right? So Revelation 18 and 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, Babylon, the great. Right? This not talking about the Babylon over there so in Iraq. Right? This not talking about Nimrod Babylon or the Assyrian Babylon. This not talking about the new Babylon, right? Babylon the great, right? The great Babylon is falling. It's falling. And it's become the habitation of devils and a whole of every false spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Babylon is falling, man. We gotta take it down and it'll get consumed by the spirit of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, man. We're just exposing them, man. Sound like a yo, some brethren, it said the Bible said, let man them praise you. Let this lips of a stranger praise you. Right? A man, one time, right, some Edomite looking man, older man, say, yo, the way you present this is so well researched and you need to go to university. And I say, oh, the Lord, but just a repeat with the Lord said 1,000 years ago. It makes sense. It makes so much sense to the man. Him say, yo, teach this at a college, bro. You understand? So Babylon is falling. Revelation 18 and 4, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of our my people, that ye be not partakers of our sins, and that you receive not of our plague. Right? So you don't want to partake in the worship of Mars and Venus and Jupiter. You don't even know that when you have a Saturday Sabbath, you are worshiping. Right? When you do a Saturday Sabbath, you are worshiping Saturn. You are worshiping the planets. You are worshiping the stars. You don't. Who has fooled ye Galatian man them? Who fool you? You foolish Galatian man them, man. Who fool you? Who be with you? You see me? Genesis 1 and 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide day from night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years, for time. The stars, the galaxies, the nebulas, the moon, all of them things there are for seasons and times. They show you the time, show you how far along the year is, what season it is. By knowing the positions of these things, you know what you get for understand time. You see me? That's why the Most High, Yahawah Bashem, Yahweh Shai, is called the Ancient of Days, because he was around before time was ever made. You see me? He the Ancient of Days. He was here before time start. He is the creator of time. He is the father of time. He is not father time. He is the father of time because he make the time. You see me? And man them Babylonian minded and 501c3 Pharisee man them things say, oh, we have a phone calendar, we have General Mountain Time, Greenwich time. We have Eastern Pacific time. Yo, we're good, brethren. We may have my leap year calendar. You feel say you're good. You know what you do. You don't know what you do, man. Cause these 60 seconds, 12 hour clock, them need a daylight saving because them don't line up with the time. Them need a daylight saving and a spring forward and a fall back, right? Then the 12-month Julian Roman Gregorian calendar, right? It need a leap year because it don't align. It don't align. So them need to add days to it. And a quarter of a day and all them things they don't align, bro. You understand? But the Lord calendar never need a leap year. It never need a daylight saving. You see me? The Lord calendar don't need a leap year. It don't need a daylight saving. You see me? You see me? Why? Because them man there, the Babylonians, this depend on the Britannica, the Babylonians name each of the days after one of the five planetary bodies known to them: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, right? When you say that in a Spanish, you get Mercules, Venus, Mars, when you say Martinez, right? Julio and Sabado, you understand? You get Lunes and you see me, name after the planets, right? For centuries, right? Right? So the Babylonians name the days of the week after that. Right? The days assigned by the Romans to the sun and Saturn. The Romans do the same thing basically. Right? The Romans and the Babylonians, called the Romans and the daughter of Babylon, they do the same thing. The calendar, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all of that is just English for Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. You don't even understand how deep the wickedness goes. That's why the Bible says for come out of Babylon. Right? That's why them have them 60-second clock. That's why them have them wait call the sehagisimal system for calculation of time and angles, which still practical because the multiple divisibility of the number 60. The Greek day are 12 double hours and the zodiac and its sign. Many cases, however, the origins and the roots are borrowing. The Greeks adopted the Mesopotamian. So the Greeks get the Romans and the Greeks right now, the EU near to America, them get the